Welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel, everyone. This is Rich making another video on XRP today, as usual. So wherever you are in this vast planet, I hope you're all having a nice day today. I have a question for everyone. Are you prepared for the journey of your life as we discuss XRP? Because it appears to be finally getting started. Everything seemed to be on the verge of happening. According to the one-day chart, we are currently sitting around $2.29 for XRP. However, see how Bitcoin has risen back above 100,000 as dominance is eroding concurrently. That is the first sign that the alt season is going to start. Ethereum is also the center of attention. I will discuss that further in a moment. However, for the last 3 years, it seems like a breakthrough is poised to occur every time you turn around. The price would then abruptly collapse once more. Now, however, everything is coming together just so for this run to start. Examine the stock market as well. The US stock market is booming with optimism for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. It was also a fantastic day for the stock market. In a single day, ETH increases 22% and crosses $2,200, 0 cents. As everyone is aware, Ethereum often ushers in the alt season. Ethereum begins to receive the money that was previously in Bitcoin. As I mentioned earlier, everything is going according to plan. And today we also have some extremely important news. I will also discuss that in this video. As of right now, the cryptocurrency market has gained $235, 0 cents. Brilliant. It's good to see this occurring. Typically the cryptocurrency industry loses almost $1 trillion, 0 cents in a single day. The money keeps coming in. I believe that a significant surge in cryptocurrency is imminent, but it will take time. To put it another way, we may see small daily increases, but the actual breakout for XRP is probably still a few weeks away. There has never been a worse moment to fade XRP. The following 2 to 3 months will see the creation of millionaires. And it's definitely that. Many people are going to get money that will change their lives. Furthermore, it makes no difference how much XRP you own. From here, your portfolio will increase tenfold. That's the low end too. From where we are at the moment, there are folks searching for a 50x, and the likelihood that how that will occur is pretty high. The top still appears to be scheduled for delivery in December or January of 2026. However, there will be upward movement throughout. And now everyone is discussing XRP worth $1,000, 0 cents once more. Will we reach $1,000? No one is aware. This is based on the 2017-2018 season. Even an article about it was published today. According to analysts, if XRP can increase by 68,990% to $3.80 in 2018, it can increase by 4,509,882% to $1,000, 0 cents. And the first topic they discuss in this piece is market capitalization. Based on market capitalization, that will never occur. I continue to believe that this run might reach 3 digits. The Moon Boy predicted that. A conservative estimate is between $20, 0 cents and $30, 0 cents. But once more, I'm really focusing on the several triggers that are there this time. Almost ready for rules, that in my opinion will be XRP's game changer. There will be regulations during this run. This run will see the launch of ETFs. During this run, ISO is going live. Furthermore, nobody believes that XRP will ever reach $100, 0 cents. Now, it would be really amazing if we were to reach $1,000, 0 cents. How would we get there? It must be useful. That's my perspective. However, I continue to believe that I'm probably underestimating XRP by $20 to $30. I continue to believe that it will rise even farther. The settlement agreement letter has been filed by the SEC government. James Phelan outlines the following steps when the case is concluded. Judge Torres must render a preliminary decision regarding the court's decision to lift the injunction and release the escrow with $50 million, 0 cents going to the SEC, and the remaining amount returning to Ripple. If the indication is given by Judge Torres, indicative decision. In order to request the aforementioned remedies, the SEC and Ripple will request a limited remand back to Judge Torres from the Second Circuit. The SEC and Ripple will submit a move to Judge Torres requesting the aforementioned remedy after the remand is granted. The SEC and Ripple will request that the Court of Appeals reject their appeals, and Ripple's cross appeal after the injunction is lifted and the money is dispersed. The case is nearly over. All we have to do now is wait for the judgment. Additionally, I saw other folks stating that this might possibly occur throughout the following 4 weeks. I hope that it occurs as quickly as possible. Others stated that it might occur within a few days. But judges are known to be judgmental. Everything appears to drag on until the very last day as it approaches. However, at least we now know where this is headed. The SEC has completely given up on this lawsuit. It is now essentially finished. We have the Ripple settlement. Smoke is the source of this. Let's look at the stablecoin bill now. A possible settlement that is in line with the Genius Act stablecoin structure would hasten XRP's reintroduction into the American financial system, which might boost its value and draw in institutional investors. Thus, the Genius Act and the case's conclusion would occur at the same time. However, the Genius Act has not yet been passed, despite the case. The message is obvious, even though the Genius Act was voted down. Stablecoin policy is being considered. When the Genius Act was not approved by the Senate, it wasn't. Additionally, earlier today, Brian Armstrong voiced his opinion on this. It's encouraging to see the Senate finally take up stablecoin legislation, he said. The negotiation is in its initial phase, and I anticipate that following additional discussion, there will be another vote early next week. To be honest, the measure still needs some modification. For example, the limitation on yield and interest needs to be fixed because it is illogical. However, all of this is a part of the process. I believe the Genius Act will be one step closer to the President's desk after all members have had a chance to evaluate the text and make Apple revisions. With a resounding vote from both parties, the 52 million cryptocurrency holding voters in the US are keeping a close eye on things. That's because in a few cases, that's the following step. Tokenization comes first. Tokenization will increase as a result. Additionally, this will provide ROUSD with several opportunities in the United States. Eventually, crypto will be able to access the same doors that a stable coin can. Today's XRP news. Amid the Ripple SEC legal battle, XRP gains momentum as the XRP ledger welcomes the US Treasury Fund. Thus, this is likewise significant. Ondo Finance has declared that Ondo short-term US government treasuries, or OUSG, their tokenized US Treasury Fund, will soon be available on the XRP ledger. The action represents a major advancement in the incorporation of conventional finance into blockchain networks. The fund will launch for the next 6 months, giving institutional investors access to a yield-baking asset that is safe, compliant, and backed by US Treasuries, according to Ondo Finance. The fund will be accessible around the clock, and Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin will make mining and redemption easier. This arrangement circumvents the constraints of conventional market hours and offers smooth liquidity. Additionally, this connects BlackRock to the XRP ledger. Together with Ripple, we're introducing OUSG to the XRP ledger, an institutional-grade product like OUSG, which is supported by BlackRock's BYDL fund and tokenized US treasuries, is a perfect fit for a blockchain designed specifically for institutional adoption. Additionally, this is going to be huge and will continue to pick up speed over time. Early on, I believe it might also add some value to XRP. Despite using the stablecoin, everything is happening on the XRP ledger. What is the function of the XRP ledger? For liquidity at first, searches for XRP. In my opinion, this will grow significantly over time. However, as I mentioned at the start of this video, we are currently looking at everything coming together just right for this run to start. I believe that Bitcoin will see a huge surge in value over the next few weeks, provided it holds up. Additionally, it will bring the rest of the market up with it as it happens. We do know that cryptocurrencies continue to run during alt season, despite Bitcoin's collapse. Additionally, I believe that this year, in the midst of alt season, we will begin to witness liquidity. It's going to be an incredible run. Everyone should be prepared for the upcoming weeks. I hope many people are finally going to receive money from their investments that will change their lives. And we've all been waiting for this. I have been optimistic for the past 3 years. I kept you all upbeat. I advised you to exercise patience. I'm simply thrilled because I knew this moment will come, and it appears to be